Alright, welcome to the Scrivener tutorial. If you are on a PC, where you will go to download it is literatureandlatte.com. Alright, so this is where you will go to download it. It has another program called Scapple, and Scapple is so you can brainstorm and put together your story and which direction things will go. I have it, I don't really use it, but others find it very useful. Otherwise, you can go to Scrivener right here, and you will go to Buy Now. And that's how you get it. Totally worth it. Otherwise, if you're on a Mac, you're going to go to the App Store like this, and you will type in Scrivener. Totally worth the 50 bucks. If you're very serious about writing and publishing, this program is priceless. It's very good. So go ahead and get it, and when it's done, it will appear in your dashboard, or your Launchpad rather, right here. For a PC, once it's installed, it'll be in your Start menu. Alright, so here it is. I have it stored on my dock down here, so just click on it to open it. So here we go. This is what it starts out as, okay? So depending on what you're writing, you would base your selection on that. There's all, it gives you all of these things, so you can do like documentary, script, comic. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do here. Novel, novel with parts. That's normally what you would do. I'm going to change it to fiction, and you can do novel, novel with parts. I sort of do this because it gives you a lot more options. There's also short story. So say you're working on something, you can go to open recent. There's a few in here. Open existing file, you can do that. There's some options here. A template, I've never really done anything with that, but I know people have templates, or maybe you make your own templates that you can import. So let's go ahead and just open a novel with parts. So we're going to click choose, and you'll see what it does here. It wants to know where I'm going to save it. I'm going to choose Dropbox and writing work. Okay, so that's where it's going to be. I'm going to call this my novel. Okay, and then click create. So this is where it's going to back up to. Just give it a second to build. There we go. Okay, so project not in a recommended save location. So the project My Novel Scrivener is stored inside its own automatic backups folder. That's fine. Because it's going to Dropbox, it's not a big deal. Dropbox is stored on a cloud. So let's go ahead and just click OK. Alright, it gives you some instructions on how to use the template. I don't really need to know that. I already know, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So here's your parts. So you have chapter, chapter, chapter. Okay, there's scene. Because we're writing a novel, I'm not going to use this at all. And as a matter of fact, this here is the novel with parts. See how it's giving you these scenes? This is a good way to write a sort of POV point of view that alternates between different characters rather than a narrator. So you would use novel with parts for this. So this would be like, hey, these chapters are all Bob's scenes. These chapters are all Mary's scenes. And say there's 3 characters. These chapters are all Bill's scenes. So I know the lady who wrote the Twilight Saga wrote everything POV, and also there's quite a few others that did it that way, but I know the last book that she wrote was like that. It went POV between 2 characters. I've written stories like that, POV between 2 characters. Actually, I've written 2 of them like that. So these right here is what you would use. Now that's novel with parts. So I'll show you how to do this. Let's go to chapter here, and I'm going to actually delete this. I'm going to click move to trash. I right clicked on it and chose move to trash. Okay. Now this one here, I'm going to right click, and we can, I'm going to actually just delete that one too. And we're going to go to add new text. And we're going to call this actually chapter 1. Okay. And we'll call it like Bob, because that's his POV. Okay. So that's totally added. You could start writing in there, but that's kind of silly. So then we would come over here, click this, and we would type chapter 1, Bob. Bob was writing his own novel. It was not for the faint of heart. So something like that. Okay, so then that's the start of Bob's chapter, his POV. Now notice it's chapter 1. Let's say it alternates to Mary. So then we would go to this one here, and let me just go ahead. This isn't a scene, so you can label these two: chapter heading, scene. We're going to change it to chapter. Okay, so this one here, we're also going to go here and right click on it, and we're going to change the label to chapter. Okay, so let's go back here to where we're going to be writing Mary. Okay, and this here, let me go back here. This is also a chapter. I don't want it to say scene. You can leave it that, but these are chapters. So that's why I'm going to delete it and just do add new text. And I'm going to call it chapter 2, Mary. Okay? So let's say that we have a chapter that is not a POV. Okay? So what we're going to do is I'm going to come over here, right click, and do add new folder. Okay? So this folder here is, notice it's inside this. I actually don't want it to be there. So I'm going to move it up here under part. And I'm going to rename this folder. Let's go here to prologue. Okay? Or because it is technically a chapter, you can call it a chapter and then come in here and do add new text. And we're going to change this to prologue. All right, there we go. And in the prologue, we're just going to type prologue just so we have something there. Enter, 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 tab, and this is the prologue. All right, there we go. Not a chapter, technically a chapter, but it's a prologue. Just to maybe help us out here, you may want to do this chapter. I think we'll just call the folder prologue. That would be better. Easier that way. So you can fold that up. All right, we're on chapter 1. Bob's written. Mary is written. Chapter 2. Mary. Enter, enter. This is Mary. She was in love with Bob. There we go. Okay, so now let's say we have another character. So this is a chapter. Part. Probably not, but if you do have 3 POVs, we can do that. But we're going to change this part here. I'm going to delete this whole thing right here. Move to trash. It deleted the whole thing. So then we're going to come over here, and like I did before, I'm just going to, instead of right clicking and doing add, we're going to go here and do new folder. Okay, it just put it right here. Okay, you could have done it right here. I did it within there and then just showed you how to move it. So here we're going to do epilogue. Okay, and then in epilogue, we're going to add new text. We're going to call it epilogue. Okay. You could do it right here. Say it's very short. This is the epilogue. It keeps it all very organized. Epilogue. And it is epic. Okay. So there we go. There's your epilogue right there. And prologue. Okay. Now let's say we have like a dedication page. All right. So for that, we can add all that. Oop, I did text. My bad. That's all right. We'll leave that in there because that's going to be like chapter 3. Let's call it chapter 3. Notice when I did that, the chapter title, it's right there for what I'm typing. Chapter 3. Bob again. Okay. There we go. But let's go here. Notice it doesn't have a title here. So we're going to have to do that. Chapter 3. Bob again. Okay. So then it changed the italics right there. The italics were telling you, hey, this has no title. The title's based on what you started typing, okay? So then let's add our dedication. So I'm going to click on one of these folders. We're going to click this arrow. I'm going to click new folder. I put it right here. I'm going to call this dedication. All right, dedication. add new text, dedication. For everyone who thinks I'm writing about them, ellipsis, I am. Okay, very good. There we go. There's the dedication, and we have that all done. Okay, so let's say we have all of our chapters. Everything's finished. We are ready to publish. Well, we're actually not, because let's say we have in here, we can add information on characters. This is just for our notes. You could do add new text. So let's say Bob info. Bob is very shy, but he is more stoic than he is shy. Okay, so that's his kind of persona. Very cool. Mary info. Mary is outgoing. She is always cueing Bob to tell her more about himself. She thinks he is hiding who he truly is. Okay, something like that. All right. Don't go stealing my stories now. Okay, so then, so this is just info. It's not really anything you need, but it's just showing you how to do that. This is places to keep it organized. Place 1. First scene with Bob takes place in DFW airport. Okay, he's traveling. All right, so you can put those notes in there. Front matter is basically how it's going to look. Okay, so you open this up, manuscript form, paperback. This is important stuff. So because when you publish this, you're going to have a version that you would give to an editor, because you don't want this to be sent off to someone and not have info where the story could be stolen. Okay, even with this info, I've had my stuff stolen. So right here, we're going to call this, right here, this is just code. So you got to keep this money signed and these brackets here. Okay, so project title, my novel. Okay, author. Let me see here. There's me. And there we go. So then copyright. Okay, so let's do, you can see it down here, it's tiny. Copyright, the worst year ever, 2020. Whoops. And then author, right here. Tristan Cruz. All rights reserved. Okay, great. Okay, dedication. Insert dedication here. You definitely want to do that right here. For all those who think I'm writing about them, ... I am. Period. Okay, there we go. So this is front matter manuscript for a paperback. Okay, this is for the paperback version. This is not the ebook. Okay, blank page. Probably leave this blank. We don't need to put anything here. Otherwise, you can make it say, so like in pages that are blank in the top corner, that is what is going to show up. Okay, so then the ebook version, cover. This is where we would put an image. Okay, so we definitely put an image in here. And to do that, let me see. There's a cover. You could do a title. Turn that off. You could scale it to fit horizontal, things like that. Really the best, I don't know. You could put some notes in there too. But you can drag and drop an image in here. That's a way to do it. We can do it when we publish this. We're able to do that. Things like that. So dedication here, you would put it over here too for your ebook version. So for all those who think I'm writing about them, ... Oop, I gotta write it correctly. Write about them, ... I am. Period. All right. So that is all good. Here's some more research stuff we can add, things like that. All right. So we are ready to compile. So let's go here, and what we're going to do is we're going to compile the novel. We're going to show you to do it in print. So what you're going to do is come up here to this little share button right here. I'm not sure if that is for the same for PC. I've not done it on PC in a while, so I'm not exactly sure. So this comes up, it loads. Notice how it has all of these selected. So right now this is print, manuscript times. Okay, so there's section layouts. If you notice, it's showing you front matter. Okay, page break. Then it's showing you part heading. Now there's different section layouts, part heading. So it'll say like part 1. Okay, so let's say, I don't want it to say part. Let's say chapter. Okay, so I'm going to change it to chapter. Okay, chapter 1, part title, things like that. Okay, so let's click OK. Now let's say that you have everything set to chapter. Okay, it says chapter at the top. You don't want it to say that twice. So in that case, you would probably not want to do any front matter. Okay, you can turn that off. Right now I have it set. Okay, it's in manuscript format, so keep it that way. And all of these things are set. So we have title page, dedication, prologue, things like that. Okay, so there we go. It's set to manuscript Times New Roman. But what we want actually is paperback, 16 by 9. You see? Like this. So there's some things over here that changed. You have title, copyright, dedication, blank page, and then part. Let's undo these folders, okay, and just keep dedication. Okay, and let's uncheck that because see how we have it here? It's actually grabbing this from what we did over here on the left under paperback. So this can go away. All right, so uncheck that. We don't want it twice. We have it right here, this and this, okay? So this is the copy that you'd most likely give to an editor. All right, and you would want the format to be, it says print. Let's change it to PDF because we're going to keep it digital. We're not actually printing this, so we'll change it to PDF. Let's see what this is going to look like. Okay, front matter. This would show our image of our front cover, okay, like that. See? Okay, so we can review this. Let's go over here to front matter. Oh my goodness, there's no cover. So let's click this. All right, I'm going to add a cover. Let's go to cover. All right, there's my cover. That's the one I had uploaded. All right, so there it is. So let's go here. Let's look at this. Any replacements? No, we don't need to do any replacements. If you had a replacement, you would add it here. That's replacing a page. Okay, remove comments, remove annotations. That's like you adding little notes. All right, this is, let's change this to, let's see, authors. Tristan Cruz. Don't need this, don't need this. My novel, abbreviated title, there isn't one. And there we go. My novel. All right. And paperback, there we go. Okay, so we're okay there. Add back matter. I don't really have any back matter right now. This is something you can do on Amazon, okay? So I'm going to click on compile. All right, so what's going to happen? I have it, my novel, okay? So let me go back to my novel. Let's see where we at here. My novel. Writing work. I'm going to create a new folder, call it my novel. Create. All right, so there we go. It's going to be in this folder. So it's called my novel. And I'm going to call this, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to say PDF print. Okay? And export. And you're going to just wait a second. And when it's done, it's done. And it will be in the folder that you chose. All right, so there we go. That's it. All right, so let's say there's a different format. Let's say we don't have a novel with parts. It's just a narration. This is something I think that you should see. So let me close this. We're going to do fiction, novel. Okay, choose, and writing work. I'm just going to call it fiction novel. Okay, create. Here we go. All right, so this has seen, I'm going to go here and I'm just going to call it prologue. Okay, this is the prologue. New text. Chapter 1. Chapter 1. Oops. There we go. All right. Chapter 2. Chapter 2. Okay, so the thing is that you notice how this is here? So notice how I put chapter 1. We can remove that text from here because you can add that info when we compile the story. So then in here, day 1, date unknown. So let's say you're writing your story like that, like it's kind of a mystery. Okay, you would put that up there rather than chapter 1. You already know it's chapter 1 because that's what appears up here. Then when you compile the story or the novel, that is chapter 1 will be put in for you. You can choose that as your option. Okay, so ebook, cover. Okay, we can add our cover here by dragging and dropping. Let me go to here and we will add a cover. Let's just do it right here. I'm just going to drag this over here. Cover. All right, this is a novel I wrote. There it is, cover. We don't want this one. Let me actually just delete this. The best thing to do really is just to delete this. Let's go move trash. It did the whole thing. But let's go back here and I'm just going to drag this right here. Boom. There it is. There's the front matter. Paperback. All right, we would fill in this the same we did last time. Okay. Copyrights, we do that the same. Dedication, blank page. All right, and then you would type all of your chapters up here. When we're done, we will compile it. And now let's go to ebook. Okay, we're going to do ebook this time. So let's change it up here. Let's see, Kindle ebook. We're going to do it for Kindle. That's the most popular. Okay, so front matter, chapter heading. We're going to keep that, chapter 1. Okay, there we go. Dedication, chapter, prologue. There we go. Okay, that's all there. All right, come here. Let's check our cover. It's there. You see it grabbed it from our ebook info right there. And general HTML. There it is. All right. Got to change this and this. Fiction novel. There's nothing else to say. No contributors, subjects, no. If you have a synopsis, you would put it right here. If you have a publisher, you would put it right here. Rights, you could put your own copyright in here, which is good. I would do that. The date it's published there. And if you have an ISBN from Amazon, you can put that in here too, if you'd like. Amazon will automatically assign you an ISBN number, but most likely at this point you don't have that yet. But here we go. All right, so it's in Kindle format. We are going to click compile, and I'm going to compile it into let's see, my novel, let's see. Oh, we got to make our folder. I always do that. My fiction novel. There we go. Whoops, I put that inside there. Let me move this. It's going to go over here. Move to trash. I don't want it inside there. Let's go over here. Ah, it keeps putting it inside there. My bad. There we go. All right. Now we're going to click My Fiction Novel, Kindle. Verifying Kindle Previewer. Now, if this doesn't work, it says you need to download it. It'll give you the link to go and download this Kindle Previewer for your Mac or PC. Now, you can see that I have it. I'll show you what it looks like. Whoops, let's go to my Launchpad, and we're going to type, I'm just going to type it, Kindle, there it is, Kindle Previewer 3. It's right there. You can download and install it. All right. That has to be installed to do that. So let's go ahead and head over to KDP, okay? So we need to go to kdp.amazon.com. All right, I'm going to sign in. And here it is. Okay, so what you would do is you would do Kindle ebook. You would start a new one here. Now I'm just going to go into one of my unpublished novels just to show you what we're going to do. And once you start new, you would click continue. We're gonna start with the ebook, okay? And you would put English, book title. If you have a subtitle, you'd put it there. If it's a series, you'd put what series name and what number in the series it is. Edition. If this title is a new edition of an existing book, then you would put that in there. Here's your author. Or maybe you are a ghostwriter and you are publishing for another author. They're paying you to do this. So in that case, you would put their name. All right, so author, this is another contributor. If there's more than one author, we're not going to do that. A lot of times you would do that in nonfiction books. Okay, so this is where you'd put your synopsis. Again, make sure that there's no spelling errors. I own the copyrights, or this is a public domain work. If there's more than one author, you'd put that in there, and it would give you a lot of things to fill out. I've never done that, so you're going to have to investigate that yourself. Here's where you would put all the keywords that would be good for someone to look up looking for this type of story. So make sure you research that pretty well. All right, what's the category? You'd put that in there, set categories. There are many, many categories to choose from. So romance, contemporary, fiction, that's what this story was. This is your age limit right here. Minimum age limit for grade reading, maximum. This book, this is a pre-order. You can set a pre-order date. So you'd click save and continue like this. It would save, and then it would go on to the next screen. All right, and then DRM, yes, okay, you want to do that because, okay, I have had a story stolen before, and the DRM was still attached to the file. Long story short, I put it on a website for a few people to review. Well, one of those reviewers took it and uploaded it to a website where people could download ebooks for free. I opened up a complaint with Amazon. I forget what the act is called. Copyright Act, basically, and the DRM was still on there. So on that book. So no matter what they changed it to, it still had my right info on it. So that's recommended. Always check that. Okay, and then that way people can't like rip the file off your Kindle or off a Kindle and send it to somebody else, and then you're not getting paid. So here's where you would upload your cover. Okay, otherwise, if you don't have a cover yet, you can click Use Cover Creator. Okay, now I just want to show you something very interesting. Now, Adobe Stock is a good option for a cover. Okay, so if you don't have a cover, you can come, let me open up my Creative Cloud. Okay, I have an Adobe Stock account. You can go to Adobe Stock. It's going to open up right here, and you can get the first month free. So if you're only going to do this once, just sign up for it, get it, pay for it once. I mean, you can pay hundreds of dollars for someone to make you a cover. So let's say like I'm going to type dramatic uh, woman. Okay, let's say this is your front cover, something like this. All right, let's say this. Maybe it's like a science fiction book. This looks like a good one. Okay, so I'm gonna click. Hey, this is pretty good. I want this to be my front cover. This looks like a good front cover. All right, so I'm gonna click license. I'm gonna license that. One image. See, if I paid for that, I'd pay 80 bucks. Otherwise, you're just doing the free trial of Adobe Stock for like 39 bucks, and you just saved yourself, about 20 some dollars. Now look at when I clicked on that, there's all these other versions of it. Oh man, I like that one better, or I like this one better. Okay, so with an account, you can do this several different ways. So there's like this one, there's this one. Looks like she has like a sword or something. Yeah, okay, so let's license this one. I like this one. All right, so there they are. It's saving it. So what I'm going to do is go back here and I'm going to do Launch Cover Creator. So Show in Finder, I'm going to bring that up so I know where it is. It's right there. Okay, so it's kind of showing you choose design and initial design concept, style, edit, preview. Okay, let me close this right here. Got it, thanks, continue. Okay, so you can choose an image from their gallery, which would be not a good idea because their images are just really basic and that would not sell your book at all. Okay, so from my computer, I am going to grab the image I downloaded. So let me go to downloads. Let me find Adobe stock image here. And I'm going to choose that one, open. It's uploading the image. It'll take a second, especially with that image. They're very large. Now look at how it centers it. Okay, it's giving you all these options. How do you want this to look? Okay, like this, like this, like this. Okay, I would choose either this one or this one. This one's pretty good too. Um, Let's go with this one. All right, so what I'm going to do is change the font. Okay, I don't like the font, how it looks. Let's try this one. Let's try. Nope. Ooh, this one might be good. Yeah. All right. So then same with this. Let's change the font here. Let's do that one. Okay. All right, and then I can change the it's set to auto fit, but you can change the font size. Let's change it to like 28. That's too small. Let's change it to center. Let's center it. Let's change the size to like 60. Ooh, that's too big. 48, too big. 36. There we go. All right. So that's good. I think we're good. You can even change the font color right there. All right. So there is our cover. All right. Let's click preview. It'll take a second. It's going to show you what it's going to look like on like a tablet because it is an ebook. There we go. All right. You're like, all right, that's pretty good. So you're going to click save and submit. All right. There it is. Covers. See how it says processing your file? It hasn't showed up yet for me. All right. So there you go. It's right there. All right. So right here, Kindle ebook preview. This is where you would look at it in a digital version. All right, we haven't uploaded the manuscript, so what we compiled from Scrivener here, your Mobi file, you'd click Upload Manuscript. Okay, so let me go to Dropbox where I saved it. I'm going to go to Writing Work, and then we're going to go to my fiction novel. There it is. All right, and then you would click Open. I'm not going to do that right now, but it would upload it, and then once it's done, manuscript, natural affection. This is the novel I use, .mobi, but that would say my fiction novel. Okay, and then you would click Save and Continue right here. Whoops, and that's that. And then it would tell you if there were any errors. Most likely there wouldn't be. You would only see that really with the print version. The print version is the part that is a little tough. So that is how you would do that. This is where you would enter pricing. So let me just go over to that. I'm not going to save any of that other stuff. Kindle ebook pricing. So where are we? All territories, worldwide rights. Then you can choose individual territories. So if it's going to be exclusively on Amazon, you would select this one. You would get 70%. Okay. If all marketplaces are based on this price, so let's say I don't have it exclusively on Amazon, I would only get 35, rate of 35. Okay. If I'm only exclusively on Amazon, I get 70. So out of that 798, when I'm selling the digital version for, it would be, I would get 550 as a royalty. Amazon would get 12 cents. So other markets it shows you. So like India, the United Kingdom, France, all these other places. But see, you would need to have a translator for these places. Now let's say someone over in those countries speaks English. They could buy it. Fine, they could buy it. But these are open. Okay, Australia, they could buy it, of course. But see, it depends on the rate there. See, you would get that much if someone in Australia bought it. Allow Kindle lending. You definitely want this. This is a good marketing strategy for you. If someone reads it and they're like, man, my friend needs to read this, I'm going to allow them to lend it out. Allow that. Okay. And then you would click publish your Kindle ebook. It would take about 24 to 72 hours. It normally never takes this long. It will be published in like 10 hours, maybe less. All right. And that's it. I hope this video has been very helpful to you.